The body of an Idaho miner has been found after the mine shaft he had been working in collapsed. The incident occurred on April 15th, but the crew struggled to find his body after the accident. 53-year-old Larry Merrick's body was discovered after rescue workers searched more than 6,000 feet underground. Authorities say he was one of 2 men in the section of the mine when a large section of rock fell on them. The other man got out unharmed.
WikiLeaks has released thousands of pages of classified information about the Guantanamo Bay prison and details of those detained there. The White House has condemned the leak, saying the documents were obtained illegally. The leaked information reports that hundreds of detainees were subjected to aggressive interrogation techniques. The documents also reported detainees threatened that al-Qaeda would unleash a nuclear hellstorm if Osama bin Laden were captured or killed.
The Space Shuttle Endeavour was set to launch with a very special guest watching. Representative Gabrielle Gifford is set to make her first public appearance since she was wounded by a gunman in January. The mission is commanded by her husband, Mark Kelly. Even though she is not fully recovered, doctors say there's little risk in her flying to Florida to witness the launch. Though she can now speak in short sentences, it was not expected that she will make a public appearance at the launch.
Boxing is a male-dominated sport where women rarely get a chance to shine. But inside a gym in the San Fernando Valley, women are getting a chance to prove what they're capable of doing inside the ring. Valley View News' Diego Santiago has the story.
This gym in San Fernando might seem like any other, but its unusual aspect is the presence of women who practice boxing and are eager to get in the ring.
I get really angry and people tell me, no, you should start boxing. It's a good way to get it out and you can just be yourself.
Not even old enough to celebrate her quinceañera, Elizabeth Ramirez is already benefiting from the program.
I watched women go up there and I was like, they can really defend themselves, they can do something for themselves. So I was like, I'm gonna be like that one day. Oh, the first time I was scared, but the rest is just nervous, like a good nervous.
Despite popular belief, Coach Jose Jimenez believes women are more fierce than men during a fight.
The women turn into real warriors, and they leave everything in the ring. I'm not saying men are not like that as well, but you can ask any coach and they'll tell you the same thing about female boxers.
One time I was fighting a guy and I tried to give him an uppercut and then he moved, he dunked, and I almost fell out of the ring. But I got back up and I just fought him.
And with different reasons, these young women already have their role models.
Mia St. John, she's one of my inspirations because she didn't grow up in one of those fancy homes either. She grew up in the way we grow up now.
But when these women step into the ring and fight other women or even men, it would not be surprising to see them become role models themselves in the near future.
They should do it. If they like it, they should do it. It's a good sport. Even if it's male dominant, you could do it.
In San Fernando, I'm Diego Santiago for Valley View News.
And now here's Corey Cox with the upsetting loss by the Lakers and a mixed martial arts fighter that trains in the heart of El Segundo. Corey?
In the NBA, the Lakers fall once again to the New Orleans Hornets in the first round of the playoffs. This time, Los Angeles lost 93-88 in a close game to even the series 2 games apiece. Chris Paul was once again the hero for the Hornets as he carried his team with 27 points and a triple-double. Kobe Bryant was held scoreless in the first half, but finished with 17 points. Scary moment for the Lakers at the end of the game, though. Bryant re-injured his ankle in the final minutes and had to leave the stadium on crutches. Despite the injury, Bryant was expected to play in the crucial Game 5. Los Angeles Kings coach Terry Murray says he will use his same lineup for Game 6 of the playoffs. The Kings are facing their second elimination game in a row against the San Jose Sharks. This means that winger Scott Parse, who was fresh off the DL, will stay in the left lineup. Parse played 10 minutes, 17 seconds with no shots and 1 attempt blocked. The Ultimate Fighting Championship is gaining more fans, and one fighter gave Valley View's Jenna Contreras an inside look on what the sport is all about.
And that's why it's called mixed martial arts.
Jared Hammond is a mixed martial arts fighter. He is in the light heavyweight division for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. the UFC combines elements of MMA. Jared says there are 3 levels of game during every fight, and a different type of MMA is used at each one.
Stand-up is kickboxing, boxing, taekwondo, stuff like that. The middle game is like a clinch game, stuff like maybe Greco-Roman wrestling, which is like a clinch wrestling and whatnot. And then in the ground, there's obviously wrestling. We train in all those.
Jared must know all forms of MMA, but admits he has one method of fighting he uses the most.
I like to kickbox. For me, I just like to hit things and be aggressive and whatnot. That's just my style, my mindset.
Although UFC is a contact sport, Jared says the chances of getting injured in the octagon are no different than in any other sport.
I think it's relatively safe. You do get a bunch of bruises and nicks and bumps, but it's all relative. Like, you don't get seriously injured that much. It's possible, but I mean, that's possible in any sport.
Jared made his debut in fighting in 2006 and his UFC debut in 2009. He has won 2 Fight of the Night honors, and his record is currently 12-3, with 9 knockouts, 2 by submission, and 1 by decision. He anticipates a long, successful career and hopes his image will have a positive impact on the reputation of UFC.
It's got a bad rap because of the past. The kids can see, like, I'm not some punk, I'm not some crazy guy going wild, I'm not talking smack, I'm not, you know, I'm trying to exude a professional example to these kids so they can follow that same thing.
He may be a fierce competitor that can do some damage, but Jared says he does it all to be a good role model.
Whether you like it or not, you're always influencing somebody, whether in a good way or a bad way. And as an MMA athlete, professional athlete, on the highest level, that's our duty to do. It's a responsibility.
At the VMAT Gym in El Segundo, I am Jenna Contreras for Valley View News.
Wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, Brandon Marshall, has been released from the hospital after he was stabbed by his wife. The attack happened in the Marshall's home when the football player was stabbed in the abdomen. Mishi Nagami Marshall was arrested and charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Nagami Marshall told police she acted in self-defense and later posted bail. A judge ordered the couple not to have any communication until there is a hearing for the case. This is the second domestic dispute in the last 2 years between the couple. A family member said the wide receiver is physically fine and expects a full recovery before the football season begins. Will a record be broken in baseball? Anaheim Angels pitcher Jared Weaver will try and become the first Angels pitcher to start the season 6-0. Weaver will try to accomplish this against the Oakland A's. His 5-0 record through the team's first 18 games marked the most wins by a starter in that span since Dave Stewart from the Oakland A's back in 1990. 6 wins through 23 games would match Randy Johnson's in 2002 for the D-backs. This type of run isn't unusual for the pitcher. As a 23-year-old rookie in 2006, he won his first 7 starts and 9 decisions after being called up by the Angels in May. We'll have to wait and see if Jared Weaver can take the record away from the A's. Back to you with more news.
President Obama wrapped up his 2-day tour of California last Friday morning. The president made a stop at the Facebook headquarters in Palo Alto and at a renewable energy company in Reno, Nevada. He attended 3 fundraisers in the Los Angeles area, mingling with Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, and Governor Jerry Brown. The president was interrupted at a San Francisco fundraiser last Thursday by protesters who sang a song criticizing the treatment of a soldier accused of giving classified information to the WikiLeaks website. The protesters paid $76,000 for tickets to President Obama's fundraiser at the St. Regis Hotel in San Francisco.
A Van Nuys man has been arrested on suspicion of shooting at a police helicopter. The LAPD chopper was fired on after responding to reports of gunshots. Police say they saw the suspect, Danny Lopez, firing a rifle at the aircraft. The suspect was tackled by members of his family. Police arrested him on suspicion of attempted murder. The helicopter was leaking fuel and made an emergency landing at the Van Nuys airport. The pilot was uninjured. Coming up, Lindsay Lohan's in trouble again with the law, surprise, surprise.